how this challenge came about. If you don't know a little bit about me, I grew up in the inner city, single mother, oldest of three, two younger sisters. And I wouldn't say that I was aware of the fact that we were broke because my mother did a great job of just kind of providing for us. And it wasn't until I got to college that I realized just how different things can be. And when I got to New York City, because I'm an actor in the city, I was sleeping in the Bronx without a bed for a while. I had no bed. I just couldn't afford it. There was a time in which I had to collect coins off the sidewalk and roll it up and put it in those things that you get at the bank to be able to give it to the bank so I could get a $10 bill or $20 bill or something like that to bring to the grocery store so I could get a loaf of bread because I was embarrassed. I didn't have any money and I had a job. So that's saying a lot, right? And I'm passionate about these things because I remember, I'm going to give you a quick story. I worked a temp job once, and this temp job had me work at Cirque du Soleil. And Cirque du Soleil came to New York City, and they were at Citi Field this one summer. And I would commute about 2 hours every day to get there because I was living in the Bronx. And I remember I was just looking at these patrons that would leave every day, and I was trying to find money. I needed to eat. I just paid rent. I had no money left. So I said, how am I going to make some money? And I noticed during one of my shifts that after Cirque du Soleil, after the show, people would leave their Coke bottles. They would leave little trinkets on the floor and things like that that you could recycle. And I remember when I was growing up, my grandmother and I would always go recycle. So I said, that's it. I can go make some money doing this. And I remember it was a very hard time in my life in which I felt embarrassed because that one day, it's like when you want everybody to leave, that's the one day that everybody decides that they're going to stay. And I remember gathering these Coke bottles, which I had to do anyway because we had to clean the space. And I was hoping that everybody would clear out so I could just take my bag and be on my way. And I overestimated my ability to take two. I wanted to take two full bags, but the bags were so big and industrial size that I only was able to take one. And I remember that two-hour train ride home was really, really tough because it was sticky, it was stinky, and I felt homeless. And I remember the grocery store was closed on the way home, so I had to bring it in my house in the apartment that I was in that time. So that wasn't fun. And then I brought it to the store the next day, and it ended up only being like $15. So I was like, all that work for just $15. And I've gone through many, many other challenging experiences in my life, as I'm sure you all have as well. And what I know is that I'm not there now. And through some of the principles that I'm going to teach you tonight, you're going to be able to have that same result. And throughout the experiences that I just mentioned, one of the things that I noticed is that at the end of the day, people are people. And if aliens were to invade us tomorrow, that we would all band together and we'd be one people to fight a common enemy. And there's a common enemy that we all face already. And that's ourselves, right? Our self-doubt, the things that we struggle with, the anxiety, am I good enough? Or am I too good? That cause you to fall back.